What's up guys, Erase with Crab here, welcome back to another Battles 2 video. Today we're going to be playing some Bonanza on my main account. Since it's Wednesday, it'll be a main account video, or a challenge type video as per normal. And then Fridays will still be typical YouTube shorts. But since we're doing the special Friday, I'll also have some beginner shorts. Today I want to go over the best Bonanza strategy. The hero we'll use for that is Adora. And the strategy involves the Dartling Gunner, the Ice Monkey, and the Super Monkey. Obviously, if you have Adora as your hero, you should be using the Super Monkey because she directly buffs it. So it just makes sense too. Now, this is the best Bonanza strategy in my opinion. Others may have a different perspective, but this is mine. I am going to put Adora right here, pretty much in the center of the map. Our Dartling Gunner is going to go here, and I'll have it aimed like right there. We're going to send Space Blues to begin with. I'm actually going to target our Dartling. Would down here be better? Maybe there? Yeah, that seems to be the best. We'll get the 1-2-0 for now. Let's get ecoing with the grouped reds now. And then we will get the laser shock. Part of the reason this is the best strategy, in my opinion, is because you really only need a 2-3-0 Hydro Rocket bots to defend everything up until the mid-game rounds, like on round 11 when purples come out. Obviously, it can't solo that. But by that point in Bonanza, you'll have enough money where you can get some super monkeys up and all that. So we're gonna eco with these group blues, make our eco go a little bit slower because I want to get this Hydro Rocket pods up as soon as possible. Just because once we do that, we won't have to, worry about the rest of the stuff. And then we'll be able to eco with the grouped greens now that it's round 5. This is my third time trying to record this. The first time the video file was too big for my flash drive. The second time it just wasn't a great video, so I decided to scrap that version. So now we're on attempt number 3. Even though it doesn't matter right now, I'm going to clear that obstacle just because I can. We're going with group greens to build our eco up at a decent pace, but still be able to afford a super monkey, which we'll get right now. Right now, it's just going to be a 0-0-0, but that'll eventually be our true sun god, or actually our sun goddess Adora. If we do end up getting that late, I think I can't go past like round 37. I think that's the max I can do in one video. So we'll see how that ends up going. Let's get the laser and plasma blasts on this. And then we'll work on getting ourselves a second super monkey. And we'll get the super range after the next income boost, because that will increase the pierce. It doesn't say that, but it actually does. And once you get the epic range, that increases the pierce even more. So that'll actually be able to pop a lot of the purples for us, and then once it gets that layer off, our Plasma Blast Monkey and our Hydro Rocket Bot should be able to clean up the rest. If our opponent does decide to send us purple balloons. I hit the wrong hotkey, so we're going group blues now. Let's get back to greens, because I did not mean to do that. After one more income boost, we'll get the Ultra Vision on that. That'll be good for us for now. Let's prepare our Ice Monkey. I'm just going to put it right here because it's going to get sacrificed. Otherwise, I'd put it over here to freeze the water for us. And then let's get a dartling gunner right there. We'll target it the same as this one. But let's get the 023 on that, the buckshot. And then let's get the 230 Arctic Wind up. And that should help us defend for now. You know, we've got a pretty good eco for round 16. It could be a little bit higher. Let's eco with some grouped yellows now that we have a decent amount. Get our eco up a little bit faster. Our opponent went full force with the pinks now. But I want to get the balloon area denial system up. But we'll switch to pinks now that they're at the top. I just prefer waiting until they go to the top to switch over to them because it's a little easier for me to do that. But let's get this balloon area denial system, set it to independent so I can target multiple spots at once on the map. I see a lot of people using BTN, but I really don't think he's a great hero for Bonanza because, you know, you're not really going to be leaking lives in the early game rounds. So you really don't need to build up the lives. And by the time you build up enough lives in Bonanza, the stuff you're going to leak to is going to be more than what you've gained. And that's, you know, something that'll happen for sure because like a fortified B80, I think, is over 60,000 lives. And I don't even know if you can get to that. I've never even gotten close. As you guys saw in my How Many Lives Can You Gain in Battles 2 video. If you haven't checked that out, be sure to do that. But that is a very good video on seeing, you know, the strategy I use to gain the most lives. But it's not the most powerful defense, so we did end up getting to a decent amount of lives in that game, but not as much as I would have hoped for, really. Our opponent has a bunch of banana crates over on their side that they just aren't collecting right now. They're struggling to this AI a bit. I'm going to send them regen ceramics. They're probably not going to like that. I'm going to send regen rainbows. Or sorry, regen purples all over top. And then balloon boost that, because I think we'll be able to take them down to that, maybe? Nope, they got their upgrade. So we at least forced them to get an upgrade, and we didn't kill our eco, so I'll take that. Let's get this sun avatar when we can afford it right now. Let's eco with pinks again instead of purples right now. Purples are good, but you won't gain back your money for a while after it, so I tend to eco with pinks for a while before switching to purples. But let's get a Robo Monkey on that. And now we play the waiting game of how long will it take us to get enough eco to be able to afford the Sun Temple. I'm hoping it won't take us too long, but, you know, we've only got 7,000 eco, which for round 24 isn't great. But we're both popping the balloons right as they come out the map, so we're both anti-stalling. This map isn't the best, but I figured I'd stick with it just because I didn't want a chance on getting something worse. Because, in one of my other attempts, I skipped this map and I got Ports. And Ports is a terrible map for Bonanza. I mean, I don't like that map in general, but for Bonanza, it's even worse. Just because there's, you know, not a lot of space on it for towers. But right now, we're still just waiting to get $80,000. And then, while we can afford it right now, we're going to wait for one more income boost. And then you'll have to press the check mark. And then we'll still eco with purples, but we'll prepare the prepare for the True Sun Goddess Adora. So we'll have to get a balloon area denial system up, which we'll do right now. We'll have to get a absolute 0 up. And we can either go the Robo Monkey path or the Sun Avatar cross path with the bottom path. We're gonna go the Sun Avatar route this time just because we can, and it's a little bit different, so I can show you a separate way. But Dora's at level 12 right now. Let's get the absolute 0. What we're gonna end up doing is getting a Rocket Storm. And while we build up our eco, eventually we'll blood sacrifice the Rocket Storm, and hopefully it'll give Adora enough levels to be at level 20 without us having to spend extra money. But if we do have to spend some extra money leveling up Adora, that's completely fine too. Now, this is probably going to be the only game in this video, again, because I'm limited by the size of file I can have on my storage device right now, so I can't make this over like 20 minutes. But I do want to show you guys just the pure power of it, because it is genuinely a good strategy. Let's blood sacrifice that now. That'll put Adora at level 17. So we'll spend the extra money getting her to level 20 right now. So that way we can afford True Sun Goddess Adora a little bit earlier on. But I do want to provide you guys with high quality content. You know, even if it's unedited, it's my goal to make it quality. Because I hate it when people upload videos and then you have to like crank your volume to hear them, or you have to, you know, like find ways to upscale the video because it's only recorded at 360p and it looks all grainy. So it, you know, that's my goal, to make it so you guys don't have to do that and you can have a nice high quality HD video. Sure, some people may say, oh, well, high quality is 4K, but actually, high definition is 720p, and full HD, which is full high definition, is 1080p. So, you know, to me, that's high quality, because I've, you know, grown up with 720p, 1080p TVs. I've got 1080p monitors. I'm not gonna shell out the extra money for a 4K one. but some people might, and that's their choice with their money. But you know, it's all up to you guys what you want to do. But in my opinion, 1080p is, you know, just fine. We're gonna have to tower boost this. We're going to get a tech terror, and then hopefully we'll be able to afford an icicle impale. With that said, we might actually be fine with just the tech terror. I still want to get the icicle impale though. Let's get that up. I'm gonna tech terror it now, because icicle impale should stall everything else. And we're going to be able to fully defend this, it looks like. Because our True Sun Goddess Adora will be able to push all those ZOMGs back and all that. We're going to stop ecoing. I'm going to send one fortified BAD on their side, see how they do to that. Then we'll get back to ecoing. If we can force a tower boost or force them to use a bunch of abilities, that's a win in my book. Or if we can just get the win here, that's also, you know, one way to get the win. We're going to put a bunch of DDTs all over top. And then we're going to send another fortified BAD and a normal one. We're going to balloon boost. I don't want to kill our eco just in case they defend it, but I want to make sure that they struggle. What we're going to do, we only need to worry about popping off the BAD layer. So we're going to Dark Champion spam. Let's get that second one. And then, honestly, I think we'll be fine to this. Let's blood sacrifice one of these, make Adora a little bit stronger. But let's tech terror now. And then we can start preparing a second tech terror down here, which after we pop that BAD layer, we'll be able to use, but our opponent went down. So, I mean, I'm sure you guys can see how many BADs we popped. This is a powerful strategy. And with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next video.